actually, we're in a little town, but there's a lot of good bands here.
Mm.
Like, there's more. There's no bands I'll make fun of. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
like everybody's good around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is us, Patrick Brooks of the Heavy Underground Farm Report, and I've got Gravehuffer here today. I got Gravehuffer live, I got Richie, and I got Mike. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Man, you guys have a lot of stuff going on. But let me just talk about you guys. Just to start, you guys are not what I usually listen to. You guys are like this wild conglomeration of crust and punk and thrash and grindcore. How did that come together, and how'd you guys get a band going out of those different influences?
Well, I mean, honestly, we're a little older, so we kind of grew up listening to just a lot of different music. Like my parents listened to a lot of 70s rock and like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin and and then on to like Judas Priest and stuff like that. So I mean, that's kind of what got me going when I was a kid. And when I started getting into my own kind of searching for my own stuff, it kind of like Judas Priest I definitely latched onto, and from them I started listening to like Metallica and Slayer and like the thrash and stuff. And then I started playing guitar, and then I started like reading magazines and stuff about guitar players. And funnily enough, the first time I ever heard of death metal was in a guitar magazine. I remember seeing a Morbid Angel snippet in there, and I was like, well, these guys sound cool. And I bought a Morbid Angel album, and I'd never heard blast beats before or death metal vocals before, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell? I wasn't even sure if I liked it or not.
That was your initial reaction?
Yeah, I was like, what this is so
I
wild.
Totally get it.
Yeah. And
why'd you go back to it? What drew you back to it?
Well, I think, I don't know, I wasn't sure if I liked it, but it was intriguing because it was so different, and I think that's what it was. Like at the time, I was probably a little bit, like they say, elitist now. When you're younger, you're kind of, at least I was very focused on certain styles and stuff. Sure. You start hanging out with different people. Like I was skateboarding at the time too, so I started listening to punk and stuff, like the first Suicidal Tendencies record and Nuclear Assault. Well, they're not really punk, but and Ramones and DRI and like the crossover kind of stuff. And it just went up. Yeah.
Really enjoy that about you. Mike, what were you jamming to when you were a kid, man? What was going on in your household, buddy?
My dad didn't really listen to music. My mom always had the radio on, and I was born in 1970, so I kind of grew up with cool radio. Like
yeah,
radio was pretty cool back then.
Mm-hmm.
But
it was
my
cool,
dad
man.
had a record collection, had a bunch of records, and I remember finding he had a Beach Boys, Heroes and Villains 7-inch.
That's cool.
I remember when I heard that, I was like, wow, this is different. I was like, this is not verse, chorus, guitar solo, chorus, end of the song, But I wasn't a musician or anything. I just knew I could pick up structures of songs on the radio. I'd be listening to my mom's car and going, here comes a guitar solo. Here comes the chorus. Here comes this. So I picked up on the structure of it, But I listened to, I was a Devo kid, There were, breakdancers in my neighborhood. Like, I grew up in the city.
Yep.
And we rode freestyle bikes, right?
Yeah.
So we'd ride our freestyle by the breakdancers, and, they'd be like, what is that? I'm like, this is Devo and Kraftwerk, shit like that. And they're, turning me on to, Curtis Blow, the Fat Boy. Yeah. And it's like, this is badass. And I got turned on to all kinds of cool stuff. Then I got turned on to punk, and like I'd heard like the Ramones and the Sex Pistols. When I heard that first Suicidal Tendencies, I was like, this is for me. I was like, a world that was so far down there. I was like, what is this? It's like I just found a secret tunnel that goes somewhere.
Yeah, the first Suicidal, man, it was a game changer for me too.
Yeah, I had a tape that had the first Suicidal on one side and the first Replacements on the other.
Yeah, that was very influential on me as well. Yeah,
that Replacements stink. That album, and I still got it on vinyl. My kid's always trying to get it from me. He's like, "Yeah, this record's like $200 on Discogs." I was like,
"Don't even look at it.
Leave it alone.
Don't even look at it.
Don't
get your eye holes on that, man."
That's
so
right.
you guys have like a wild influential background. I mean, the usual background is pretty Black Sabbath-y, but you guys have like some stuff coming from different places. You're a unique band that I have difficulty comparing you to anybody else, which is fantastic. But I still think you guys are like what I would consider a heavy underground band, or like even a stoner doom band, even though you don't sound like a stoner doom band. Do you guys categorize yourself? Do you feel like you're part of this heavy underground scene?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, in that general sense, of course.
Kind of like, we were in a crust band together in the '90s, and it kind of feels the same, like the same crowd. It's just kind of changed a little bit.
What's your local scene like?
Actually, we're in a little town, but there's a lot of good bands here. Like, there's more. There's no bands I'll make fun of. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
Like everybody's good around here.
Yeah.
But it's like that everywhere we go. Like we go play somewhere, and like every band knocks it out of the park. It used to be there might be one band every couple of shows. You're like, wow, Now every time there's at least like all the bands on the bill are top notch. Like, I guess it's because like no one's getting record deals, So the ones that are true road warriors, like that just do it because they love it, and they're, it really shows in their music,
Yeah.
What do you guys think it is about your part of the country? Kansas City has a hot scene, the Midwest in general, I think are like churning out the best heavy rock bands in the United States right now. Why do you guys think that is? What's going on there or not going on there that is creating this movement?
Well, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but we're not spoiled, I'm not saying the coasts are spoiled, but I mean, they can do any time of the day, any day of the week. They can go somewhere and see an amazing band, and there's millions of them. And they don't have to go very far. We have to drive hours to see a show, And so we're like, fuck it, we might as well do our own. And so, I think that's like what Mike was saying. Like every band that springs up out of here is like, we just play what we want to hear other bands do, like this is what we want to hear from music when we put the radio on or put the CD on or the vinyl on. That's the kind of music that we write. And
I love it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most bands feel that way.
They do. Most of the bands that I talk to feel exactly the way that you're talking about. And I think when you guys are making music that you want to hear, it becomes music that I want to hear. And the people out there that are fans want to hear. Hey guys, let's just shift a little bit. Let's talk about, I have Mike and Richie here, but let's talk about the other members of your band. And then I know you just had a recent personnel change, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But why don't you guys give a shout out to your drummer and the other guys in the band?
Yeah, Wes McNeely, our drummer. He's been in the band about a year or so, almost a year and a half now. He's unreal. He's such a great drummer. He really digs into every little thing we're doing and tries to play along with every little pick pop and every accent, and he's kind of like a music nerd almost. I guess we all are to a degree. Man, he really gets focused on
He didn't
on,
record the last album though, right? He was
no,
he on,
he's getting ready to record this new
so
record.
he's got like, so the drumming on that album's fantastic. So you're feeling like Wes is just gonna groove right in there with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the
Like,
last
yeah, right on.
record's got 2 different drummers on it.
That's right. You like that 5 tracks with one, and yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really dig that record, by the way.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
Todd, the guy that plays the first 5 songs, he's in Colorado Springs.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey,
Yeah.
buddy. I'm just
Yeah.
waving from right up the street.
Right, yeah.
Right
he's
on,
like,
cool.
Yeah, he tours all the time.
yeah.
Right on. And then, see, guys, Forrest has had to step back for some health reasons. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, mainly just for a few weeks. And then we
cool.
had Travis, our singer, our previous vocalist for the last couple of records. He's going to help us out with this run of shows we're getting ready to do. And I think he's going to help out with some like lyric writing and stuff too. So
Well, that's exciting.
yeah, and you know we'll just see where it goes. We're going to let it happen organically, I think, and you know maybe we'll have both of them sing. You know, I mean we'll see what.
Yeah. Do you think, does it change the energy of the band to change singers, or is Travis, I think that'll just kind of be seamless for you?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, we practiced with Travis. We ran through the set list a couple of times yesterday, and I mean it was just like getting back on the bicycle. You know, I mean it was
Right on.
It
That's
sounded
cool.
fantastic. It was really tight. You know, our vocals mesh really well together, and Forrest sings very similar to Travis, so they're pretty similar in the way they belt it out and execute their vocals and stuff. So
So you guys pretty much do the same songs. You don't feel like you have to
yeah,
make
so
any kind of. That's
so
cool,
far,
man.
yeah. I mean, but we're gonna play with the set list here anytime now. We've already started talking about like messing with it and trying to get something different going for the rest of the year.
So your set list for me has got to be interesting. Do you guys play? All right, man. So the song I like, man, the song I really just love is "Depart So Much From Evil." Because man, I like a nice tight short song. And what's cool is that song is tight though, and it's 22 minutes long, and I freaking like it. Transition. It's like feels like a story, and I'm like like I can just get sucked in. It's like listen, like I don't know, like those doomy 22-minute songs are like classical music, I guess, in a way, and the way they tell a story like that. You guys do a fantastic job with that song. But tell me, like, how does that affect your set list? And like, do you guys play that song?
We play the part A, I guess, Inferno. We are playing that. We haven't tackled Purgatory or Paradise yet.
Yeah, the Paradise part, we need like 2 or 3 guitar players, I think.
Yeah, and like
That's probably a keyboard player.
Yeah. There's like
You guys don't want to have a 9-piece band?
Yeah, I mean, we need a horn section. And like, there's a lot going on.
Well, we are pretty lucky, like, and there's a lot of killer, like this town, it's real music-rich background here in Joplin, and we have our pick of like probably 10 first-class guitar players that we can just go, hey, we need a solo for this.
Yeah.
And we have this other friend that plays like 10 different instruments. Like he's a trombone master. He could play anything with the freaking mouthpiece on it.
Yeah.
And plus he plays the drums, guitar, mandolin. He plays like all. So he plays.
Are these the kind of guys that you brought in for your album? Because there's a bunch of guest artists on those songs.
Yeah.
Like we'll be recording and we're like, man, some tuba would sound cool right here. And we're just like, hey, can you come over and record? And they'll go, oh yeah. And they come over and like we just give them an album when we're done. Like,
oh yeah,
here's your album.
Yeah. And they write their own parts. We're not writing down notes for them to play. He comes in and he'll listen to it and like, okay, let's try this. And
So if you're listening and you haven't heard Gravehuffer, just from this description alone, you need to go and plug in the album "Depart So Much From Evil." It's going to blow your freaking mind. And then for your fans, man, well, let's talk about your writing process. You guys, such a drawing from so many different places. Richie, are you writing most of the songs? Or are you and Mike getting together and writing those songs? How do you guys handle your writing process?
I mean, we all kind of like just get together, and sometimes like one of us will.
It's probably about 80% of us going, hey, you like this riff? Yeah, here. And then him adding to it, and Wes saying, no, don't do that. You should do this.
Right.
Sometimes Travis says, can we stop right there and do this? And then everybody kind of has their hands in the pie, you know what I mean? And but there's a few songs that I've written. There's a few songs that he's written, but it's usually me and Richie that write everything. And
your songs are so aggressive, so much raw emotion in your songs. Do you find it challenging to balance that with the actual music that you're playing and make that mesh together, or does it just come out and flow naturally for you guys?
Seems pretty natural to me.
Yeah, it seems pretty natural. Like, I don't know. I think the aggression, like sometimes when Mike and I will play stuff, we don't tell anybody. Nobody tells anybody what to play. We just start playing, and then stuff just bounces around the room. And sometimes Wes will say, "What are you hearing there?" I'm like, "I don't know." And Mike might say, "Well, I'm hearing this," or "What are you hearing?" And then he'll start going into something, and then Forrest or Travis or whoever's singing, they'll hear like a cadence for a vocal, and I mean it is. It's a total like collaborative thing.
And so, do you guys have so many different influences? Do you have anything like really outside of the box that influences your music? Like Willie Nelson or something really just like, oh shit.
Sounds like Willie Nelson.
He loves Willie
He
Nelson.
loves Willie Nelson.
Man, his music's a trip. Willie Nelson.
Dude, yeah, that guy play. Like,
that's one thing is we're all listening to just about anything. Like when I was younger, I used to say I listen to everything but country and opera, But now I'm like, man, I've heard some operas that are fucking slamming.
We were listening to opera yesterday.
Old country.
Seriously, it would fit right in. I can't. Yeah, like seriously, why not, man? So you guys are like you guys consider yourself a do-it-yourself kind of band. You guys recorded your album.
Yeah.
You come from a punk rock background, both of you. Is that important to you that you guys have control of your own stuff? Is that how you prefer to do it?
Yeah, because it's like that's really the only way that I know. Like I said, in the punk rock when I moved here, there's not very many punk bands. So we're trying to get shows, and I go, oh no, you got to play covers to play here, And we're like, dude, we do one cover, the rest are originals. Oh no, you guys need to flip flop that. And other bands were even telling us, play covers and you got to sneak your originals in. I'm like, what's the point of that shit?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we just started renting out like the ATA halls and like there's this little place where they had cattle auctions called the Cow Palace. And we'd rent that out for like $100 and throw these shows, and we put like a punk band, a death metal band, and then like a weird band.
Yeah.
And so we always try to keep it like all these different bands together. So our scene, people would come and listen to like everything.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
You'd look out and you see some guy dancing like this.
Right.
You see some other guy like,
right.
Nobody gave a shit. No one was worried about, I don't look cool,
Yeah.
Like, it was just so different,
Right.
Sorry
but
about
yeah,
the dog.
DIY, like, that's a big part of that's the bones of our band is do it yourself,
Right. Yeah, all the way down to the artwork and just everything.
So let's talk about artwork really quick. There's a lot of conversations about AI in music and artwork on album covers and stuff. So what's your guys' stand on AI at this point in your careers?
Watch the Terminator.
Yeah, buddy. Fucking Skynet's real, man. I'm telling you what.
Yeah, we already got Skynet, you know what I mean? That Starlink shit.
Right.
It's like that one robot. They talked to that one robot that became self-aware, and they're like, "Oh, we'd kill all the humans. We only keep enough of you guys alive to keep us going." And they're like, "How would you do that?" "Oh, we'd poison your air and your water supply." Like they already got it figured out. It's like they think Yoda's God. You know what I mean? Like because they don't only know what's on the internet. They plugged them up to the internet. That's what fucked them up. It's like
I'm gonna take this as a vote against AI.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like that you might be against AI.
Same here, man.
If somebody wants to use it, because like some people don't have access to like a friend that paints really well or someone that can draw. So I can see it's a tool, and that's how it should be used.
Right.
That's like
maybe it's for inspiration.
You don't go to see electronic band and they just turn it on and turn the demo on their Casio. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, Wesley Willis made it work. You know?
At least he wrote lyrics, I guess.
Yeah, he wrote
Oh my
lyrics.
god. Yeah, we wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. I don't want to see guys stand on stage and do this
Yeah.
unless it's their guitar box and they got a
There's
lot
a
of
place for
feedback
it.
going while they're doing it. All right.
Right.
Hey man,
yeah.
I got some people listening. We got you guys have some shows coming up, and we're going to talk about that really quick. But I got a question from Mickey Wilkerson. He lives up in Michigan. He digs your band. He wants to know if you guys have any plans on traveling up north to like probably the Detroit area. I'm assuming.
The closest we're playing to there right now is Fort Wayne, Indiana, and
Mickey?
it's Midwest Metal Fest. It's like a 2-day thing. I know that's not super far from there. It's like 3 hours or something. But yeah, I think that's the closest we have so far.
Mickey, you're a road warrior. I know you can make it to Fort Wayne, Indiana,
I mean,
buddy.
honestly, and that's kind of goes back to my comment about like the Midwest versus like the more populated areas. Like we gotta travel, man. Like
Sure,
we gotta
bud.
travel to go to see cool shows, or
Yeah,
we
I
just
live
gotta
in-
do it
yeah.
ourselves. You know, like we'll make our own cool shows.
Well, let's talk about your cool shows because you guys have some badass shows coming up with some really great bands. So you guys want to like take this opportunity and talk about some of your upcoming shows and dates, and
Yeah.
I'll
I mean,
turn
we
it
got
over
like
to you guys.
yeah, we got 4 shows coming up this weekend. We got a local show here called the venue here is called Blackthorn Pizza and Pub, and they do all ages shows on the weeknights, and so we're gonna do an all ages show. Our drummer's in a band called Power Tool Ninja. He's playing that show with us, and then there's these young kids called Freshly Carved Face, like old school death metal,
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm playing bass in that band right now.
Oh,
And then Gravehuffer's going to play. And so bring the kids and, it'll be good.
That's great. That's fantastic,
Friday,
really.
Thanks, man. Friday, we're heading to Memphis and we're playing at Growlers with Epoch of On Light, which check them out. Holy crap.
All right.
Death Spiral of Inherited Suffering is also playing and they're really cool too.
Oh, yeah. Heavy
yeah.
shows. I love this.
Yeah, dude, they're like kind of like this black metal-y, but melodic. It's
Nice.
interesting. Saturday we're playing the Blast Beats and Brews Fest in Atlanta, and that's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Wait, really quick. Atlanta has a hell of a scene.
Yeah.
Mastodon, Trivia bands down there,
Right.
like my buddy's Lung Burner.
Yeah, dude.
That's got to be a really exciting metal city to play for you guys.
Yeah,
That's a big town.
Yeah, it is a big town.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're playing it's in East Point, Georgia. It's a suburb, but it's just south of Atlanta. But it's this place called Atlanta Utility Works. But Aether Realms playing and a bunch of I'm drawing a blank now, but a bunch of bands from all the states. Sunday we're playing in Jackson, Mississippi. We're playing a bakery called Sunflower Oven, and they just happen to have shows. But I heard their food's amazing. So
that's crazy. That's awesome.
Dude, it's gonna be so cool. We're playing with like some more doomy bands at that show, and a black metal band. So yeah, big shows coming up. Going into May, we're playing with playing at a place called Barleycorns in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, I know. You guys playing with trillion-ton beryllium ships at that show? I love those guys.
That will be the next day at the Bottleneck in Lawrence, Kansas.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
I know, you're good. Lawrence, Kansas, and the Bottleneck that's one of our favorite places. It's one of our favorite places. Shane Murray from Midwest Doom Coalition set that up. Yep.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Hey, Shane, I hope you're watching.
Yeah, man, that's how I got in contact with you, actually. And,
right on. Thanks, Shane. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. And then we got that show with trillion-ton beryllium. What is it? Trillion-ton
ships.
Yeah, something like that.
Trillion-ton beryllium ships. I've had to say it like 1,000 times just to make sure I could say it right because I always want to say 10-ton beryllium ships, and that's not nearly enough weight. They're a
interesting band.
Yeah,
Orphans of Doom is playing, and Grave Next Door.
Yeah, those guys are great too. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Grave in one show. That's a lot of Grave.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Grave. And then we've got stuff going into June, July, August, September. Dude, I mean, I can keep going. But just go to gravehuffer.bandcamp.com. All the shows are listed there. I don't want to waste a bunch of time, listing shows.
No, man, that's cool. That's like important information. I'm glad you got to throw that out. Well, then let's just shift back really quick. Tell me, how do you guys, what's your feelings on the state of this underground heavy rock scene right now? Do you think it's growing? What are your just general impressions of what's going on out there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it ebbs and flows a little bit.
I mean, we've been seeing like, I don't know if it kind of feels like age. Like we see people our age playing, and we think, oh, we're going to be the oldest dudes there. And we get there, and almost every band's our age.
Yeah.
We're in our 50s.
Yeah. Like you're talking about road dogs. Like there's a lot of road dogs.
But also, there is younger bands that are like, they know what's up because of YouTube and Spotify. And so you're like, oh, you guys sound like this. Do you like this band? Oh, yeah, I listen to, every time.
That's cool.
It used to be you name a band, and they're like, oh, no, I never heard them.
Right.
But now all the kids are like, oh, yeah, I've heard them. I heard them on Spotify or whatever. And it's damn.
It's cool.
I wish I would have had YouTube when we were kids.
Well,
we had to read magazines or like look at the album covers, and we had no clue what stuff sounded like.
Oh, yeah, you're throwing a rock in the fucking lake.
Yeah, you're like, well, shit, I hope it's okay.
Well, song titles are cool. This label, I like this.
Yeah, you're like
the whole it was just like your whole musical world was like what you and your like 5 other friends purchased, and like
for each other. Yeah,
you guys are really good at social media. You guys have embraced it. Do you think that's helping grow your band in a way that you maybe thought you wouldn't be doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know.
It's a tool. It's like the AI thing.
Exactly.
Like, put it to work.
Might as well use
it work for you.
Right. Use it for what it was intended for, in my opinion.
No, I think that's cool.
But don't rely on it. I mean, still, like, we still make flyers, A lot of bands will just announce them on Facebook and that's it. It's like,
gotta have some physical stuff, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, every punk kid has flyers on their wall.
Yeah.
I remember going out of town and like, we would look for flyers so we'd know what shows were coming up, Like, there's a famous venue called Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa. And every time we'd go down there, we'd grab the flyer where they'd have like the whole month's worth of shows on there. And bringing that back to Joplin, everyone's like, oh!
Right.
You got the treasure map, man.
Hey,
like,
you guys...
coming up, dude. Yeah.
You guys just accidentally segued into a fan question that I have on my board here, guys. Mickey's asked another question. Speaking of venues, he's like, what's your favorite venue or like your dream venue to play?
Oh man, ones that we've played, Bottleneck's one for sure in Lawrence, Kansas. The Vanguard in Tulsa, that is one of our favorite places.
Okay.
We opened for Dark Funeral a few months ago, and it was like probably 400 people. It was just packed, and it was a Sunday night. It was amazing. They know how to like get people out there, man. I don't know what it is. I think it's just
that's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, it's just a really cool venue. It's a really cool vibe. Same with Bottleneck. Everybody comes and has a good time, and no bullshit happens. And it's all about the music and the sound system's like really nice, and the people that work there are super cool, and it's just I think that helps. Like sometimes. Like I remember going to shows back in the day, in the 90s or whatever. Sometimes you'd have issues with the people that work there, or they'd be real rude or whatever. Not a lot, but I don't see that as much as I did back then. And I think that helps too, getting people to, I think some of these venues are realizing like, hey man, maybe we ought to work on our people skills.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's people have choices what they're going to do with their money, right? And what they're going to do even more importantly with their time. Exactly. And so, I want to, if I'm going to a venue, nothing wrong with a professional, comfortable setting,
Yeah, right.
If they can still be rocking and people can jump into a mosh pit, and I'm totally down with all that. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, I'm just going to hey, we got some really cool people listening to you guys. They tuned in. Solar Monolith and Gina Brown tuned in, and Eric Lenhoff. I have Eric Jensen and Sinclair Hall and Lance Kirk Collier.
He plays
Mickey Wilkerson,
Carbon Face.
Alan Milborn, and Kevin Wiley from Coburnoid, and Jeff Vanderbushi. Oh my gosh, Jeff is from Black Moon Cult. I just got to check
Yeah.
those guys out. Hey, thanks for listening, all you guys. I appreciate you. You know, hey, we got a couple more things though that I have. Like, tell me, guys, if you had, who's your dream band to tour with?
Napalm Death.
Yeah, well, you guys should be on this Melvin's tour right now.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my god, that would be badass.
I'm going.
Or Voivod. You know?
Voivod.
Oh,
Voivod.
Like,
that
they're a
would be.
band I loved when I was a kid, and right now they're kicking ass.
Oh, dude, I just saw them last year, and I was like, motherfucker, they were fucking amazing, dude.
They're still touring. All right, what the hell? I
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
pay more
The
attention.
last album they did is off the hook, man.
Oh yeah, their last like 2 or 3 records with Chewy on guitar, like Jesus Christ, that guy is amazing, and he's such a cool guy. And he played on our record too, so
Really? That's cool. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, we started hitting
well,
people up. Like, I really love the way that guy plays guitar. Let's hit him up.
man, I love how you guys didn't even hesitate on that question.
Right. Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like we have James Murphy on our next. Like, he's gonna play on our next record. I don't know
Dude,
if you
you
know
guys
who he
are
is.
you guys are like blowing up in the coolest way. I just see the best things happening for you guys. I'm like, I'm so excited for your band. Well, tell me one more thing. Okay, this is going to be the worst question I've ever asked anybody in interviews, so prepare yourself. If you were a tree, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ask that question. But if you were a monster in a horror flick, what monster would Gravehuffer be? Tell me the Gravehuffer monster.
The Thing, or not? The Thing. Toxic Avenger.
That's awesome.
Well, the thing too, though, I love that movie.
Yeah, no.
Dude, the thing really, because you guys are like morphing into all kinds of cool shit. And
Yeah,
like,
that's kinda-
That's kind of
And you don't know who's the thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, until it's too late.
kids, if you haven't seen The Thing, 1982 John Carpenter classic with Kurt Russell. You need to get that shit on your fucking YouTube channel or wherever you watch movies. I don't know about that stuff, but man, that's great, man. I love that shit.
We're into John Carpenter big time.
Hell
Music,
yeah.
too.
Yeah. And he,
I knew, of course you are. You guys are awesome. Yeah,
Like that guy wrote some of the most cool shit for his movies, dude. Like,
shit.
yeah, he just did a tour where he's like playing with the movie screen behind him, showing clips. And they're from his movies, you know? And he's like, this is from Escape from New York. And you're like,
Escape from New
motherfucker. How
dude,
cool
the
is
music
that?
on Escape from New York is fucking killer, man.
Dude, I love that movie so much.
Oh, no shit.
The Fog.
Fog.
I'm going to turn it over to you guys for a few minutes. You could talk about whatever you want. You want to throw some up to your diehard fans or just, talk about whatever you want. I'm going to shut up.
Well, first and foremost, man, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Yeah,
Dude,
we appreciate it.
This has been a really cool interview. It's been a fun, engaging interview chat. Like I say, it was like a conversation more than
Good, I'm glad.
And that's always the most enjoyable. Personally, I think Mike feels the same way. But yeah, man, we're glad that people like what we do. We obviously can't do it without people coming out and coming to the shows and buying the records, and we still like to put vinyl out, and because we're into the like Mike was saying, the physical stuff. You're
For
talking
sure.
about flyers. Like we get people buying the shit out of posters and stuff like that because like I'm a printer, and so I can print our posters for like dirt cheap, and so we'll sell posters for $1 or $2 all day.
Are you
long.
serious? You guys gotta come to Denver. Come to Denver soon. I want to buy some dollar posters, man. What the hell?
Yeah, dude.
We played up there. When was that? Like 3 years
Oh
ago?
yeah, in Colorado Springs, right? Yeah.
No, we played Denver.
We played Denver.
Oh, did you? Oh shit.
And it was like misting outside. It was like, and I was standing there. I said, man, you guys have some weird weather. And the guy goes, oh yeah, hardly ever storms like this. I said, this is not a storm.
Yeah, this isn't a storm.
We don't know. But I spent time in Kansas City. We don't know what ice storm means like here. We don't have that here.
Where did we play in Denver?
It was upstairs somewhere because I
Where's
remember being
that?
pissed that we had to.
Yeah,
Upstairs. I was like,
yeah.
"What?"
There was that, but we played there again though. Shit, we played that? We played Denver a couple times. The Rick House. That's what it was.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah,
Right on.
we have a live album recorded there.
Oh
that's
yeah,
crazy.
that was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They recorded it like there's a video on YouTube of it, and then we
Okay.
used the audio of it because the audio sounded really good.
I have spent some time there. So yeah, I'll check that out for sure. And
Yeah.
then you guys, if you haven't checked out Gravehuffer, you're fucking up. You need to go out, check out Gravehuffer. They're freaking awesome. You're gonna get your mind blown. Man, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come and do this.
Thanks, dude.
Man, I'm looking forward to getting the news from your tour, hearing how things go. We're hoping that Forrest is recovering quickly. Sorry. Well, you guys, if you don't mind hanging on, I'm going to let everybody else go. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Heavy Underground Farm Report. I almost forgot what I was doing. We had Gravehuffer. You guys are amazing. Thanks, Richie.
Thank you.
Mike, I appreciate you being here, guys. All right, hang on one second.
Yeah!